welcome.
Welcome back.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm Sue.
I'm Michael. We are a close-knit family. It is Saturday, January 18th, 2020. This is Season 2, Episode 27, Don't Look Outside. We are a knitcast from Armstrong in the North Okanagan region of British Columbia, Canada, following my adventures as a newer knitter and our ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
June.
I looked down and I saw June.
June. Yeah.
With the, what, 3 feet of snow on top of the shed?
On the shed, yeah. We got a little snow.
Just a little.
A little snow. A little more than we usually get. And it's been cold. But that's what it's been like everywhere.
Yep.
So we're no different than any of the other places that have had storms and all of those things going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So, hi.
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 Okay. Let's try that again.
Oh?
I thought I would talk about what I'm wearing today.
You thought you would talk about what you're wearing today?
Yes.
What are you wearing today?
So I am wearing my shrug called Skra.
Okay.
S-K-R-A. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the designer, but I can look it up. And I wanted to talk about this specifically because if you've been following along with us, you probably noticed that I seldom, if ever, have something with sleeves on. Mm-hmm. Because I'm always very, very, very warm.
Yes.
And, yeah, this last week, this is such pilly yarn. Anyway, this last week, I have been, I've been wearing this constantly. Mm-hmm. It's, other people hear me joke about my poncho being my winter coat, and it still is, but now it has the added sleeves. And, so yeah, this is Skra, and I said I was going to find out who it was by. Skra. That was all set up for another thing. Projects.
Sounds like Dad just got home.
Sounds like Dad got... Oh, no, not those projects. Darn it. Those projects. I'm sorry. Aren't we off to a rousing start here? Woohoo! There it is. So, this is Skra. Oh, there is no who it's by.
Interesting. He uses Cascade Yarns.
Yeah, so Cascade Yarns Eco Highland Duo is the yarn. And
this is okay. I see what this is.
Oh, maybe if I do that.
Or if you go to pattern or...
I don't know who it's by. I'm sorry. They don't want to watch us searching on Ravelry.
Anyway.
So, yeah. But it's called Skra, and it's a shrug bolero. Basically, it's 2 tubes, and then you you open them up and knit flat, and then in the middle you just sew them together. Yep.
It's sleeveless it's shirtless sleeves.
Yeah, shirtless sleeves. Anyway, but it's super warm and I love it, and I've been wearing it all the time.
Good.
All the time. And so, yeah, we don't really have a lot of sort of random-y type chit-chat.
No, I've thankfully been in the middle of a week off, which has been very nice.
Yeah.
Just, an arbitrary, please give me this week off. Got a little bit of knitting in. But not on heavy metal that I've been working on something else, which brought us to the subject of realizing that maybe, how do you realize that a project is maybe not for you?
Mm-hmm. Not something that you want to knit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you do that?
Yeah. Well, I just kind of found myself not that excited to knit it.
Yeah.
It was...
You might have noticed he wasn't really knitting on it.
It was...
So what was that? That was...
Heavy Metal. By... It was from the same people as Blue Brick.
It's by Blue Brickish.
I can't remember.
Oh, it's terrible. I know her name, and it's left me right now because I'm thinking
Yeah.
about my project.
Also, as I'm sitting here, I'm wondering if the pattern is available as both written and charted, and I've been trying to get through the written and just not getting in the rhythm, I suppose.
Right. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
looking to
so
see if we have the name written down here.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not happening. So I decided to maybe pick up another project. I realized that the gloves I was given for Christmas by my girlfriend's family are very nice gloves, but they're more work gloves as opposed to keeping warm gloves. So I wanted to get myself a nice set of warm gloves. So I agonized weirdly in Ravelry trying to find a project that I wanted to work on. And I ended up finding and deciding and purchasing on the Beekeeper Mittens by Mindy Dykman of Raven Knits Design.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't really have a good photo to show you guys right now. Honestly, it's a great pattern. Just go to the page on Ravelry and see what it looks like. But I have knit up some of the gauge swatch. So this is what I have so far of the gauge swatch. In that, so with those sort of it's supposed to look like honeycomb.
Yeah, the hexagonal honeycomb.
I'm loving this. It's such a simple thing to make that, and it's a big pattern because she's written she's written out both gloves and has charts for everything.
Nice. You've got everything you need.
Yeah, got everything you need there. Based on, and it is meant to be. Oh, and I guess the yarn I'm using is a Malabrigo.
Did you get that?
Yes. It's right over there.
I get it.
It's a Malabrigo yarn. This is what it looks like. I remember picking this up at Knit2 Yarns in Kamloops on our way to Knit City a couple years ago now. It is Malabrigo Playa.
Beach.
Yes. In their Pure Merino Superwash.
Rios. Malabrigo Rios.
Rios, yes.
It's a worsted weight.
It's a worsted, thank you. Yes. This swatch was knit on size 3 needles, 4 needles, size 4 needles, which is smaller than you would normally use for a worsted, but it's meant to be a very dense fabric for warm gloves.
Yeah.
And we determined this hasn't been blocked, but after some cursory measurements, I probably need to go down a needle size.
And if you look at can you see how open that is?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. Well, you can see us through it, right?
Yeah.
And for mittens, you want something that's a lot denser.
Yeah, they're convertible mittens, so you can flip the top off, and they're then fingerless.
Nice.
So, yeah.
They sound great.
Mm-hmm. And the pattern looks like just enough to keep me interested. So,
right. So I guess what you're saying is you are going to be frogging, or you already have frogged, heavy metal.
I have not frogged it yet. I'm wondering if I should just keep it where it is now and maybe come back to it later. But for now, I'm keeping it together.
Right. And we just got a message today from one of our viewers, Alice.
Alice, yes.
Who was kind of knitting along on heavy metal with Mike.
Sorry, Alice.
But you know what? She said, she's kind of struggling with it too.
Yeah.
Finding that the constant same-ish pattern she's finding is a bit much. So Alice, you were asking, what did we think of if you put in a garter section?
Yeah.
You know what?
Sure.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah. Right?
Sure. Or put in a garter section, or put in a stockinette section.
One of those drop stitch sections like you got in your...
Well,
yeah, maybe. No? Okay.
but yeah, and heck, finish the whole thing in garter stitch. Or even do some eyelets might be nice. Because doing a row of like knit two together, yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together, yarn over. You know, you throw in a row of eyelets doing that. Do that, and then purl back, and then do another one and purl back. It makes it go a little bit faster. Yeah. So let us know how that goes.
Yeah, I'll admit when I first read the email, I couldn't quite parse what it was saying, but I just don't think I had the correct lingo knowledge to understand, because you said what you said, and it was like, oh, yeah, that's what that was.
That's what that meant.
Anyway,
so heavy metal shawl.
It looks really cool.
It's a nice shawl.
I don't and knitting it is a weird thing.
I honestly, even just when I was trying to help you figure out what was going on at the beginning, I found the instructions kind of difficult.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, I figured it out, but it was not super clear.
Exactly.
So anyway, so that's cool. Now the other thing, so yarnquisitions, because we kind of skipped all over the place here.
Yeah, we have been. I even skipped into whips.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna kind of wait till then to do all that.
Oh well.
Yeah, but that's okay. So I quisitioned.
Yeah.
2 huge skeins of this yarn.
Yeah.
Which is by Fleece Artists. So this is a loopy Wensleydale. I think.
Not even Wensleydale.
Not even Wensleydale. And these are actually just the ties.
Oh.
The ties for the skeins.
Yeah.
Because what happened is I went into the yarn store.
Yeah.
And I saw because Fleece Artist puts together these beautiful kits. So she has these yarns, just beautiful, beautiful yarns. And then with them, it's like, okay, so with this yarn and with this pattern, you can knit
this
thing.
Yeah.
So I happened to look down and I saw in the basket this beautiful, it was sort of a blue, purple, green, kind of colors that I sometimes lean towards.
Yep.
And I thought, oh, that's beautiful. And then there was the little picture on it of, you know, this is what it makes.
Yeah.
And it makes a great big, beautiful, oh, can you imagine, beautiful poncho. And the poncho, my friend Anna has been asking me to help her find a good pattern for her to knit.
Yeah.
That would be like a poncho that she could just throw on for going outside and stuff. Well, the colors of this, like this doesn't even do it justice, because the colors underneath this blue and purpley one was this one, and it had the blue and the bright orange, bright red, bright yellow, blue, this sort of burgundy color. It just like, blah! It's just like all color all the time. And I looked at it and I said, oh my God, that's like Anna in a skein of yarn.
Yeah, you showed me the ball and I was like, Anna!
Anna in a skein of yarn. And then just with this little bit of, it's going to be fun. We're going to see how it goes to knit with this, because trying to find your stitches in amongst all those loops and stuff, it could be interesting. But anyway, so I would not normally do this, but I couldn't help myself. I bought it. I said, this needs to go to see Anna.
Yeah.
And of course I said to Anna, you don't have to have, I'm not giving it to you, and you don't have to have it. I will knit it if you don't. But she's so excited, and so we've got it caked up, and she's going to get started on that this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some good Anna yarn.
That's awesome Anna yarn. And so anyway, so that was a quisition.
Yes.
That I made. And so Faux.
Faux.
There aren't any.
There aren't any. This is
I
the faux.
Yeah, I did read. Well, I did add more onto that hat that I said I was going to add more onto, but I showed it as a faux last time, so it's the same thing, only longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, whips.
Whips. Well, I was going to talk about this when I was talking about this, but we kind of jumped around everywhere. So, Anna is my hairstylist.
Yes, she is.
Great hairstylist, by the way. Anyway, and we like to talk about knitting as she's getting into it.
Great hairstylist.
As she's, you know,
she's doing my hair this week too.
Ooh, she's becoming a knitter and all that stuff. And so she was really excited to tell me that she went down to Twisted Pearl and picked up some Marlboro yarn.
Marlboro. Yeah, she meant
Malabrigo.
Yeah.
I had no idea what she was talking about for a solid minute.
The Marlboro man. Do you know what that's? The cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm aware of what Marlboro is, Mom.
The Marlboro man.
Yeah, it was it was hilarious. Yeah, Marlboro yarn. I started thinking about like trying to knit, but your needles are cigarettes. It was just that was weird.
Funny.
Anyway,
she's a funny one.
Yeah,
she's a funny one. So my whips, I spent a lot of time this week. I have a new. Yes, I cast on a new project.
Another one?
I've got so many things on the go right now.
Yeah.
But this was one I had to cast it on. I had to see what it was going to be like. So
right.
This is the Estonian lace shawl Heartbeat by Mealy Vent. And I'm sorry, it's probably Mealy case. Probably Mealy. I'd have to ask Dad how to pronounce it. Anyway.
It is.
So, an absolutely beautiful shawl.
Gorgeous.
In this lace weight yarn that is, what is it again? It's alpaca cashmere silk yarn. And it is the softest thing. Like, oh my God. It is so soft. Anyway, you start out, you cast on 637 stitches.
Yes. I'm going to try to make it so you don't drop any stitches.
Oh, that's nice. I have lifelines.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Lifelines, yes.
637 stitches.
Yeah.
So you cast that on and then you knit a row and you purl a row.
Okay.
And then you start into the lace work. And I just can't even.
Wow.
So what I did is I put up on the knit purl. So on the purl row I put in a lifeline, and then I knit my first row of lace, and I completely blew it a few times.
Yes. Key point: a few times.
A few times going across, but I had my lifeline. What are you doing?
I'm looking at it.
Okay. I had my lifeline in, so, you know, I was good. I wasn't going to have to go back and cast on 637 stitches, because we all know how much fun casting on 637 stitches is.
What cast on do you even use for that?
So, I used a long tail cast on.
Okay.
And I don't want to say any more than that, because it's pattern related information, and I don't want to do that.
Anyway, long tail cast on.
So I cast on the 637 stitches.
Yeah.
And pulled back a couple times this row of lace work. Of course, what I hadn't done, I was putting in my stitch markers for pattern repeats as I went. So needless to say, I was basically putting in markers wrong because I was screwing up the lace work, right? So finally I said, you know, this is stupid. I'm going to pull out the entire lace work row and start it again. So
Yeah.
I'm merrily, rolling and pulling out
Yeah.
back to my lifeline.
Yeah.
When I realized that my lifeline had sucked itself into about here. And then trying to figure out what I was picking up. Anyway, long story short, I had to start all over again. Recast on 637 stitches. But I set up my markers much better, and of course taking a second run at that I'd learned all my mistakes already.
Yep.
And so this time I've had to sort of go back and fix a few stitches, but I haven't had any major catastrophes
Right.
again since. So,
It is very soft.
to put in my lifeline, I've been using the little hole on my needle,
Yes.
and I've been using a thread. The thread I'm using is a button thread, so it's the really heavy cotton thread. I could probably use just regular thread, but I so don't want my lifeline to break.
Yeah.
And then because this is so long, like it's considerably longer than my needles, I tie the ends now in between the rows so that they don't get sucked back in.
Yeah.
But
But
I came up with a plan. I'm actually going to put a bead on one end of my lifeline, and then when I get to the other end, I'll put a bead on that too, so that I won't have this, because this is driving me crazy, that having this little loopy thing going on here.
Yeah, it was kind of driving me crazy just holding it.
Yeah. So this is Heartbeat by Meili Vent, and it's Estonian lace. What else did I want to say about this? So Lifeline. It's charted and written. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It takes me approximately 2 hours to do the purl back row. And the lace row, I have been saying 2.5, but I think it's 3.5 hours.
It takes 2 hours to purl 600 odd stitches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, I'm counting every stitch
Right. Okay.
as I go, and then I might encounter sort of oh wait, the count's off, go back and fix that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it takes me 2 hours. They're teeny tiny stitches.
They are very small. What size needles are
Well, the
these?
needles actually aren't that small. Then these are not 3s, I think.
Oh.
These are 3 millimeters. Yep, 2.5 US. They're not that small, but the yarn is small.
Yeah.
But I can now see, because so obviously we're starting from the bottom edge. So this is one of the corners. So I can now see that I've decreased that many stitches. So my rows are getting shorter.
Yay!
There is hope. But I also like the way, like this, I was wondering how the points on it were going to come, because it's got these points all around the bottom of the shawl, and they're just happening totally naturally.
Yeah.
They're coming out, so.
Well, yeah, for me, that's kind of like because the drop stitch in your Catherine Ann shawl, they do a slight that, and it's all the lace work underneath them that causes that.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, the way it pushes it all, and that's the decreases and the increases and stuff, and it's pretty cool how that works. So considering that, it takes me, let's say, 5 to 6 hours to do a back and forth.
You've done pretty good on that.
Well,
and you've pulled it out once.
And I've pulled it out once, but it means I'm not doing a lot of knitting on other things.
Yeah.
Because that takes a lot of time, and
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get one back and forth done a day.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
Do you start yourself with a purl row to warm up and then do a lace?
No, I go straight into the lace row.
Straight into the lace and then a purl.
And then the purl row is sort of the reward.
Is the calm down.
Yeah. So, but having said that, I have got a few rows in on my sleeves on Heart Heartbeat, and Hearten. Yay.
Yay.
My stuff's all about heart. So I've got a couple more rows done on the sleeves, so that is still going. I had cast on my socks. Had I cast them on last time? Well, they're cast on now. I think I had them cast on. But I'm going to pull them out and redo my toe because it's not a very good toe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that's going to happen. But that's really, that Heartbeat has been eating up all of my...
All your stiff.
Oh, my knitting time. Yeah. Yeah. So I think...
There was...
oh, and then we were talking about Lloyd's hat.
Yes.
We just really haven't had the opportunity to sit down to work on that. So
yeah.
I know he did a row, but I'm not sure it's any more than what he had. I think that was, we already talked about that. So hopefully we can get him he'll start doing color work, I think, on the next row.
Ooh, color work.
Yeah.
Love me some color work.
Woohoo!
I don't think I've ever done, well, I did the knit along scarf. Color work is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was, I don't count that because I was double knitting that.
That's even worse color work.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
That's even harder color work. So double knitting is not, that's a thing. You did it your second project.
By accident, but I did it.
Yeah. Anyway. So that's coming along. And speaking of the hat that Dad's knitting for Shetland Wool Week that we're going to.
Yes.
Now we've added, now we're going to Shetland Wool Week, and then we're going to Greece. And we're going to go on a tour, a cruise of the Greek islands.
A 3-hour tour.
No, a 7-day tour,
oh, okay.
an 8-day tour, 7-night. But on one of the smaller ships. So it's like 26 cabins or something. Oh. Like it's got the masts but they call it a motorboat, or I would have said like it's a big sailing ship. But
yeah, they call it a motorboat. So
anyway, I am super excited. I mean, I'm super excited about Shetland. I am super excited about Greece.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. So, Mike.
Hi.
What do you bring to the table?
Oh.
Okay, well, show us. Instead of pad painting it, they can't.
This is the game that I purchased using basically all the money and gift cards I got from Christmas.
Oh.
This is, and I've talked about it before, Twilight Imperium 4th edition from Fantasy Flight Games, and I can hear all the parts falling out inside. Twilight Imperium. Here, let me tell you this. It's for between 3 and 6 players, ages 14 plus. Takes between 4 and 8 hours to play. But your first playthrough, you can easily expect to hit the 12-hour mark as you learn the rules. It's a big boy!
Holy crap!
In Twilight Imperium, the Emperor is dead. Hooray! He's been dead for quite a while. And hey, don't you look like you could be the next Emperor?
Yeah, I do.
And it's a race to become... It's a race to 10 victory points.
Oh!
That takes place over 8 hours.
Awesome.
It's full of fantastic political intrigue. There's nothing off the table in terms of deals that you can make with other players and such, and there are rules governing that. There are 17 unique factions with their own powers and abilities and strengths and weaknesses.
Wow.
And there's a whole bunch of actions that you can do, and very, very, very nicely made models for all the ships that you move around. The board is made of hexes in the same style as Catan. And all the art is fantastic. Yeah, so I hope to actually get to play this at one time.
Yeah, gotta find some people who are prepared to hang out for 12 hours.
Oh, I know some people.
I do
just
too.
have to get
Yeah.
them together.
Get them
yes,
all
as I
together.
said, ages 14 plus, between 3 and 6 players, and between 4 and 8 hours, but your first playthrough is going to be closer to 12.
Yeah, and update,
Update?
we played quilting
Oh, Patchwork.
patchwork.
Yes, we played Patchwork.
Good game.
Good game.
Really enjoyed it.
Yep, the box says 30 minutes, and by God, it took 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, and it was very well once we played with the right
With
rules.
the right rules, and
Yeah, we kind of, but you know,
we
that's learning.
we botched some of the rules in the first round, but just kind of carried on.
And somebody like blew someone else out of the water.
Yeah. What was it? 27 points to -1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not one of those moms that lets my kid win. Just saying.
No, dang, good. Yeah.
But
Anyway,
then my kid doesn't let me win either. So.
it's the trade-off. No, you gotta fight for your victory.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I
Hey.
think that's it.
That's about it. Well.
Not a lot of stuff because I've been working on that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll put it down
Maybe.
and try and catch up some of my other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already. I'm like, well, Julie asked me to knit her one of these.
Ooh, that'd be
And
nice.
I actually have some yarn for it that I could do it with.
Mm-hmm.
But this is so pilly, and the yarn I'm thinking of is really pilly too. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But if you ever just need something to cover your arms and you don't want to put on like a whole sweater, it's nice to have sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's about it.
Okay.
So, thank you for joining us today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. It really helps us out, reach a larger audience.
Commenting.
Commenting.
So someone has said to me, I'd love to comment, but I have no idea how to find the comments. So if you scroll down on your computer or your phone or your whatever you're on, if you scroll through, it shows you the, here you might want to watch these videos.
Yeah.
Underneath that
is the comment
are
section.
the comments.
Yeah.
So just scroll underneath the video.
Yep. And then on desktop, it's generally right below the description. Anyway, follow us on Instagram, Close Knit Family Knitcast. Join us on Ravelry. All the information for that will be on the end card and in the description. And as always, keep your knitting
family
close and your
knitting
family closer. Bye.